You can talk to strangers about the weather or what happens on page 37. This April, the entire city of Dallas is reading Fahrenheit 451. Visit bigreaddallas.org for details.
Read with us.
Read with us.
Read with us.
Oh, that's great. Promos like that are encouraging folks to join in the Big Read Dallas. And thanks to the Friends of the Dallas Public Library, D Magazine, D Academy, and a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts, this idea is becoming a reality. Christine Allison, president of D Magazine, is here to tell us more. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning to you. Thanks for having me.
Well, this may sound like a ridiculous question to ask the president of a magazine, but why is literacy so important to you, and why is this cause so important to you?
I tell you what, we heard about this about a year and a half ago, and we heard that Tucson had done a very similar program, but they had decided that the whole city would read Emily Dickinson's poems. And the minute we heard that, we thought, Dallas has to do this. This is so cool. And that's why we did it. You know, we feel like, you know, we all go to sporting games together, we shop together, we see each other at the state fair, but what if we all read a book together?
That's fantastic.
Just a very different way of relating, and for a city that's so huge and sprawling, and you know, we don't see each other the way people do in more dense urban environments. What a great thing to share.
That's really great. Now, and so we're so technology forward. Is there an app for this book, Christine?
There's an app for that.
So the idea is, you know, this is a book that a lot of us read in 9th grade, I think.
Yes.
And so we actually had an app created.
I already got it.
Because we're hoping that
It's really cool.
you got one?
Yeah, I did. I gotta find it.
Yay.
Oh,
Here it is on the screen.
Okay, so we're hoping that and encouraging people to download this app. Now, I'm trying to see.
There it goes.
There. Download this app. You can go to thebigreaddallas.org, and you'll get all the instructions on sort of what's going on and how to download the app. But this will be great for kids because it actually will help you measure each page you're reading, and there's a competition between schools, and
Anytime it becomes a competition, that's when I can get my son.
I think Hillcrest High is ahead right now, by the way.
Oh, is that right?
Really? Wow. Now, how have you been distributing the book?
Well, thanks to a lot of wonderful corporations and donors, we were able to buy 26,000 copies of the book, and we distributed them to all 9th and 10th graders in the DISD. And, you know, I got to tell you, we didn't know what the kind of response we would get, you know, whether people would be just going, oh, another book or whatever. But there were a lot of grateful hearts. There were a lot of people in handing them this book. You know,
oh, yeah.
We take these things for granted, but there are some people in our school district who don't even have their own book. They've had to return textbooks. So in certain households, this could be the first book that actually goes into the household and stays there. So we distributed them to all the DISD kids, and on Monday morning, we're going to do something really crazy, as in wake up at 5 in the morning and go to the Union Station terminal for DART, and we're going to give away between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. 1,000 books to all the DART writers and anybody else who wants one. So
that's a great idea, and they can all sit on the train together and watch it. Now, why Fahrenheit 451? Why this book?
Well, you know, all of us in life have that one book that we read that like expands our mind, or you know, just starts to it makes us aware there's another world out there, or there are other ideas to have, helps us question our assumptions. And for a lot of people, this was the book. So we're feeling like to engage a student that may be a lukewarm reader or a borderline reader into a book that could take them into another world, another place. That kind of engagement could actually change a life. And so that's why we chose this book.
And you know, Christine, Oprah's a big reader. Does she know anything about this book?
Y'all need to have a book club here. I was thinking about that. Seriously,
that's a really good idea.
It would be fun. It would be fun.
And and being a mom of a 12 and a 9-year-old, it's such a crucial time for me, and it's really my responsibility to make sure they spend as much time here as they do here or on the video games that we were talking about in the last segment. That's on me, ultimately.
Well, you know, I read some research recently, a couple weeks ago, that there's a direct correlation between number of books in a household and scores on ACT and SAT tests. Like
I believe it.
There's a direct correlation. So they need to see you reading.
Yes.
They need to be reading. It just needs to be a value
That's a good
because
point.
no one gets ahead without being a good reader.
And the
agree.
see you read. I think that's a great point to end on. Is that they learn from what they see.
Oh,
don't
yeah.
they?
Right. Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Christine, thank you very
Oh,
much.
thanks for having me.
So good to have you.
Welcome.
You can pick up your copy of Fahrenheit 451 at any major book retailer. About $10, probably half-price books too, and you can download it on your device through Amazon or iTunes or on your Nook for about $8.
What a deal. And to learn more about the Big Read, log on to dallas.org or download the free app on your Android or iPhone.